There's really very few things in life that don't go a lot better with a plan. Especially when you're talking about your life's work, I feel like a plan is very important. My name's Michael Stanley. I'm a wealth advisor and business advisor at Keel Point. The goal is do whatever we can do to help a client live a more fulfilling life, to find peace and purpose. When I was 18, I had the opportunity to go to the United States Naval Academy. I went down to flight school in Pensacola and was fortunate enough to be selected to fly the F-18F Super Hornet. After flight school, went out to Lemoore, California and flew the F-18 operationally, did deployments in Afghanistan and the South Pacific. I ended up going to instruct flight school down in Pensacola. We had our first child. I got an MBA down there from Alabama and then got out of the Navy in 2017. In 2020, I got called back up to do a deployment with a SEAL team on the East Coast. Did that for a year, and when I came back, I really had a passion for business and specifically like the mergers and acquisitions process. You know, something about it spoke to me kind of the same way landing a jet on the aircraft carrier did. I mean, it's dynamic, there's a lot going on, it's really exciting. But the thing I didn't love about private equity was that it's really transactional. You know, once this deal's over, those relationships kind of go away. And so I noticed that in this wealth management space, there was a growing need for advisors who had business-specific skill sets and transaction-specific skill sets to help walk these clients through that process and then take care of them afterwards and have a multi-decade relationship. That really spoke to me, and through a crazy series of events, I ended up meeting the two guys who are now my partners here at Keel Point, and you know, they were willing to take a chance on the idea. You know, when I left the Navy, I actually kind of struggled a little bit initially because I went from going to work every day with my best friends to being kind of a one-man show. I actually didn't realize at the time how big a deal that was going to be to me, but it was huge. I kind of found that when I went to work with the SEALs. I was back into that squadron kind of relationship. And so after that 2020 deployment, I was like, wherever I go, I've got to have a team. I've got to have a group, like folks that I can work with and support, and they can support me. Our founder, Robert, and all the folks that work here have been very intentional about giving me as an advisor a large amount of latitude to solve problems. And one of my favorite things about what I do in M&A and even on the estate side is I get to look at a huge puzzle and figure out how to solve it. And I've got full latitude to do what I need to do to solve that puzzle. I want to help as many people capitalize on a lifetime's worth of work as I possibly can. You know, we spend a lot of time thinking about how we discuss the things we do because, you know, your financial life is a million different things and it's very vague. And if we can figure out how to really create clarity and create peace, I think that's what the industry needs. I think that's what people need. It's definitely the legacy I'd like to leave.